guys, this is Jessica. Welcome back to my channel, The Retro Farmhouse. Today's project I wanted to get out before the 4th of July, but as you may have seen on my Instagram, if you follow me over on The Retro Farmhouse, that had a lot of things going on recently, and I just want to say I really appreciate your guys' support, the people who've been praying, well wishes, all of that. I really appreciate that. That's just a nice little light in my life right now, but everything is doing really well. We're definitely blessed, and just wanted to get into doing today's project and show you this little idea I came up with some of my leftover shutters that I had from a previous project that you may have seen. And I wanted to create this little idea that just kind of like a little patriotic craft that you can do, or you can use this for any type of image you want to put on it. So without further ado, let's get into doing today's project. So I'm starting out with this other half of this bifold doors that I saved. If you haven't seen my first video, I will link it up here of what I did with a previous bifold doors. And basically I didn't want to use this whole thing, I just wanted to use half of it. So I'm just marking on here with my square about halfway of the middle part where I want to cut. And then I'm just going to draw a straight line with my level here and then cut that with my Ryobi saw. I've really started to change to a lot of the Ryobi battery operated tools. I love all of these. A lot of them you can use just the battery and recharge it, and you don't really have to fool with any type of wires or anything like that. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to measure how long my piece is and just take some of this painter's tape to measure where I'm going to paint down to. Now I'm going to paint patriotic flag, and I want to go about a foot down for my blue paint that I'm going to be painting on here. And I'm taking some of my craft paint that I have in the Arteza colors, and I'm just mixing a little bit of the blue and a little bit of the black. Now I don't recommend using too much black. I just kind of add a little bit here and there, add a little bit of white here and there until I get the color I'm looking for. I'm looking for more of that darker navy that indicates more of an older looking type of item here. And I'm just going to apply this on a couple coats with my little craft brush. I don't know about you, but I just love painting. It's very therapeutic to me, and I love kind of painting some of these intricate things, and even like painting just walls of my house. It's very relaxing, something that I definitely enjoy doing. Next, again, I'm just going to take my bright red, and it was a little bit bright, so I added a little bit of black to this just to kind of mute that down a little bit. I did end up adding a little bit of white, but you want to be careful of adding too much white, otherwise it starts to create more of a pink color, and that's not really what I'm going for right here. I'm going to start out with putting my first red stripe right below my navy stripes, and then I'm just going to alternate that all the way down the shutter. Next, I'm going to take my white paint and do the same thing. And I will tell you that I believe the white was the hardest to paint on, just because I was trying to keep from getting that on any of the other slats. But even if I did, this paint's really easy to wipe off. I just take, you know, little wet wipe or something like that and wipe it right off. And for most of these paints, they are pretty thick, they do work pretty well, but I did have to end up doing about 2 coats on each of the slats. Next, I just created a star pattern out of a piece of paper I printed off from online. And then I just cut that out using like a little X-Acto knife to make my stencil here. And I was trying to use this stencil brush, but it's kind of big for the project, so I ended up just using a little makeup brush on here. And it really kind of created a nice little faded look that I was looking for my stars. I just love doing this project. It's such an easy project to do. It's a way to reuse this item. And also something neat is if you use this for the holidays, you can really kind of flip it over and put something else on the back so that you can make it reversible. And here's how today's project turned out. I love this little patriotic flag. It would be great during the Memorial or 4th of July days, or really you could just have this out on your porch for any time of the year. And I didn't end up sealing this with anything, but most certainly you could probably seal it with a polyacrylic or something like that that wouldn't yellow the whites of the stars. But I just really loved how this turned out, and it adds a nice little decoration piece, especially for being able to reuse another item. That's it for today's quick project. I'm glad you guys came along. If you did like it, don't forget to hit the like button. That really does help my channel. And stay tuned for our next DIY. I'll see you guys again next time.